15 love.
It's going to be important for Swiatek to, try to keep the first serve flowing where she doesn't have to feel the extra tension behind the second serves. Kanepi also really keen to take advantage.
30.
She was stepping in her previous round, stepping in and really swinging out on any shorter serves in the box.
I think we both get the feeling that Swiatek is more likely to win those sorts of rallies. Kanepi is very aggressive, likes to get the first strike and take control, shorten the points.
Yeah, Swiatek already in that point looking to open the court up, move the ball, not just straight power, but a little more placement.
Forty, 30. Game, Swiatek.
Just making her fourth main draw appearance here at the Australian Open is Swiatek, so still pretty much a newbie. Opening game. Let's have a look at this serve, Chanda. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, she has a pretty nice toss. Arm is straight. That right arm kind of lags behind and has just a little pause. So sometimes that can cause a little inconsistency in the serve, but she gets up and out with pretty good extension consistently. That allows her to hit a bigger serve at times, and it can be a weapon.
Win predictor very much in favor of the number 7 seed, Swiatek. It's pretty high. It has been known to change its opinion midstream as the win predictor. We'll see. Courtside, we've got Josh Eagle. He's a fellow who is not prone to changing his opinion. How are you, Josh? You're getting some vitamin D out there?
Absolutely loving it. It's Queensland-like temperatures. It's stifling down here. Not only is it hot with the conditions, humidity a lot higher today. Got to say, Iga Swiatek physically is looking good. She's going to try and make this match really physical. That shot right there. We're going to have to look out for Kaia Kanepi, how she can handle the conditions playing in the middle of the day. The ball is just flying off the racket. So let's just keep an eye on that. And you guys just keep cool up there in the commentary box.
We'll do our best. Oh, good hustle from Swiatek. Really
50, 30.
quick around the court. We'll try and negate 3 points from Kanepi as much as she can. Make her hit one more ball.
Yeah, it's better from Kanepi starting with the first serve and then using
30.
big weapon off the forehand side. And when she can set up on balance, it is such an impressive shot from Kanepi. 145 kms per hour.
Kanepi's last round match lasted 2 hours and 19 minutes. Swiatek, similar, 2 hours and 27 minutes for her 3-set win over Kostaya. Early opportunity here for the Polish Swiatek.
Yes.
Oh, you always wonder after not only a long match for Kanepi, but such an emotional match, how a player will recover, and especially having to come back and play in the heat of the day against a different style of opponent that will perhaps make Kanepi work a little bit more in rallies. She'll have to hit a few more balls to win the point.
Surprises me always, Chandra, as well, in an Australian summer this hot, that the player doesn't wear some head cover. It's really hot, and I'm not sure what you were like, whether you enjoyed it or not, but it's going to add to her discomfort, in my opinion.
Yeah, some players just don't like it. Swiatek, of course, with the hat on, and I am firmly in favor of hats or visors out there.
It's long, so good job from Kanepi, who is making actually her 13th appearance at the Australian Open, so she's been around a long time, and she had a lot of success early in her career and then just suffered just a plethora of injuries and some real chronic injuries as we have a look at her serve in comparison to Swiatek's.
Yeah, pretty standard in terms of getting her right and left arm up around the same time, gets into that trophy position. That right foot comes up a little bit far. Sometimes she can open up a little more on her serve, but overall, it is a weapon.
Couple of double faults already for Swiatek. Just aware of the aggression that Kanepi tries to apply to the second serve, tries to really get on top of a player's second serve and take control. Swiatek seeded 7th here with a world ranking of 9. If she loses today, her ranking will improve to number 7. And if she wins today, she'll go to number 4. If she wins the title, she'll go to world number 3. So lots on offer today. Ranking points, money, prestige.
And not only was it about the first serve there, but the placement, just getting Kanepi off balance. That's going to be the name of the game for Swiatek in this matchup. Now, Josh, I'm curious with you sitting courtside, how are you seeing the relative pace and spins, from both these players?
Well, I'm not seeing too much spin, obviously, from Kanepi. We know she's the big flat ball striker. Swiatek trying to get over the ball, trying to cover it, but just getting a little close. I think she's just feeling a little nervous and a little edgy at the moment. So she can get through this game with a good hold here. She'll feel a lot better about life.
Nice first serve, setting up the easy forehand. So no damage to either player as yet. 2-1.
2 games, 2-1.
Now, these first few games in a big match like this are often tricky, and a lot of times it comes down to who can settle in the quickest, who can kind of get rid of the nerves that are always there, and who has the game to kind of work their way a little bit better into the match. And to Josh's point about relaxing the tension, it's much easier to do that if you're holding serve in these early stages. So both players doing a good job holding their ground here.
Meanwhile, the current world #1 is still going rather nicely, having a little cricket practice here in the environs of Melbourne Park. She's someone who just loves sport, loves fishing as well, but of course she played cricket semi-professionally when she had around 18 months, 2 years off the tour. And, just an all-round athlete, good golfer. That's a coach. Craig Tyers are batting there. It's all happening. The Australian Open for 2022.
Guys, I had the privilege of watching Ash Barty last night here on this centre court, and the conditions are just so different depending when you're scheduled. This one, the middle of the day. We know as you get deep in the tournament, the matches become night matches, so it's just such a contrast. The ball just absolutely flying, so keep an eye on how players handle that at the back end of this tournament.
Yeah, often tournament directors like to give the leading players experience in both day and nighttime matches so that they don't just become accustomed to one facet. I really enjoyed, Chanda, the ability of Swiatek wide on the backhand to keep that open stance and the strength that she has. She slides out to it and seems so secure with it.
Yeah, she's so good with her lower body, Swiatek, and has the flexibility around the court. We heard Josh Eagle talking about how Kanepi's shot is a little bit flatter. Swiatek has a little more spin, and you can really see that in the average topspin rate of both these players. Really off the forehand and the backhand. Swiatek has more spin.
That backhand certainly just getting away from Kanepi.
15-14.
And you can see off the forehand side about 100, a little more than 100 RPMs more of spin. And on the backhand side, even more than that, you know, closer to about 150 of added spin for Swiatek RPMs. That's how much the ball kind of spins and turns off the racket, and that adds the margin and a little bit of the safety.
Good job there from Kanepi. She's struggling to hold serve. Just a little extra pace there, causing the problem for Swiatek. Oh, not even quite enough RPMs for Swiatek there. Just couldn't get the ball up and down quickly enough.
Lights, for serve.
That's such a good serve. Kanepi missed her serve, hit the tape when she went out wide. Immediately changed it up, not allowing Swiatek to get a read on that last serve.
It's a good comeback from Kanepi. Whatever happens here today, it's just great to see her back playing at this level. Chanda mentioned earlier, just her end of year ranking was always in the top 50 thereabouts for so many years when she first started, and then she's had all these injuries. 2012 shoulder and Achilles, 2013 back problems, more Achilles problems. 2014, and then she had Epstein-Barr virus, which is associated with mono, and plantar fasciitis in 2017. So she's had so much time out of the game. It's been a career that's just been constantly stop-start.
Love it.
Yeah, that's the side that is a little trickier this time of day. This is a very different match from Kanepi's last matchup against Sabalenka, where the ball was coming hard and bigger. This one has just a little more spin, jumps up just a little more. Kanepi's got to stay behind the ball.
It's a sort of point that Swiatek likes to play, though, isn't it? Likes to just move her opponent around, set the point up.
And Kanepi worked really hard defending, getting those extra balls back. But it was Swiatek who was in control almost from the start.
Carry on.
And that's just instinctive ball striking. Maybe a little mishit there, but enough spin to bring it in.
Just long.
40-30.
It's a little wayward, so Swiatek holding serve. 3-2.
Swiatek leads 3 games to 2.
This is a very determined young woman, Iga Swiatek. She's not satisfied with just winning the 1 Grand Slam. She's looking for plenty more. She said after winning the French, I wasn't overwhelmed after winning the French because I think I did a pretty good job of staying chilled out. And then she went on to say, it was a surreal moment, but I'm giving myself time to win a second. I really have to work hard. And I won another one. So she's putting everything in play, I think, to just succeed. Very determined, focused, got a lot of plans going forward.
Yeah, and I think from this, right after her winning Roland Garros, you could hear the maturity in her mindset and how she wanted to approach her tennis. Talked about wanting to be more consistent, didn't just want to be a one-hit wonder, and has worked very hard to establish herself solidly at the top of the game. You know, after winning her first title, her first tour title, that was a big accomplishment the following year, and then she's continued to back it up.
Guys, both players desperate to get their ice towels, the ice vest out here on these change events, just trying to stay as cool as possible. Looks like Swiatek, to me, just has the better of the opening stanza so far. Just hasn't quite executed the break points, but I think she's enjoying the pace of court, the ball coming from Kanepi. She's able to redirect. So let's just see here. Kanepi serving into the difficult end with the sun. Let's see if Swiatek can get an early break.
Swiatek has had 3 break points in both of the Kanepi service games so far. She has been the one putting Kanepi under a little more pressure on serve.
Yeah, if we look at the stats for the 2022 season, which is still very young, but it's Kanepi who leads in only 3 of the 12 disciplines that the stats categorize, like first serve percentages, second serve points won, return points, etc., etc. So very much Swiatek. Very much Swiatek has the best of the most important
15-13.
statistics that we keep in this sport. She's got 9 of the 12 important disciplines. area that Kanepi is superior is in break points saved. She's won 50% of all her break points so far in this tournament, which is a very handy stat to have. Swiatek already having saved 3 break points in this first set.
Yeah, Kanepi off of her serve. She's been pretty clutch here.
Lights for serve.
She's going to need to save another one.
30-14.
Today, Kanepi, her average first serve speeds are just a little bit slower than they have been in her previous matches, and talked about, you know, how physically she may be feeling, how she has recovered from her previous round in particular. And that's something to kind of pay attention to as the match goes on. I mean, maybe she's looking to play with a little more placement versus pace, but in her previous rounds, 168 kilometers per hour on average. Today, almost 10 kilometers slower. It's a pretty good difference.
Good job again to
Kanepi.
make a way through these difficult situations. 4 break points for Swiatek have come and gone. That's very wayward, just lifting up there, perhaps. Swiatek, so 3-all. I think sometimes if you have a lot of break points, don't convert, the pressure tends to build up a little bit. You start to lose a little bit of confidence. So perhaps that wayward forehand of Swiatek there was a result of, again, not executing or able to execute that break point situation.
And sometimes you can put more pressure on yourself because you haven't converted, and you start to press more and it goes in the opposite direction. But right now, Swiatek having to reset on her service game.
Pretty fair doubles player as well. Swiatek, runner-up in the French last year with Maddox Sands. So she's trying to get as much experience in doubles as well as singles to advance her career.
Very low.
I think because Kanepi does hit the ball flat, that's where she's at her most vulnerable, running wide, trying to defend, doesn't have a lot of shape to be able to hit the ball high and with spin and give herself time to recover, tends to just go for a big winner when stretched wide. So Swiatek will endeavour to keep her in that position more often than not.
30.
It's mounting up, aren't they? Fourth double fault.
Yeah, it's just been hard to kind of get a flow in this match. Obviously, you know, big hitting from Kanepi doesn't make it easy to get a rhythm, but there were longer rallies in the match against Sabalenka where they were going toe-to-toe. Just a lot of stops and starts here for both players. It's also been a lot of unforced errors. 13, 14 now for Swiatek with that miss. 12 for Kanepi. We're just 6 games in. They both have 4 winners to offset, but it's partly why this has been such a scratchy match so far.
Lights, first.
Mm.
30.
It's a very negative type of double fault as well. No racket speed, just a pushy delivery. So feeling the tension, Swiatek.
Just throwing that ball way too far in front, particularly on the first serve, so she's missing into the net. This needs to bring the ball toss back up, back towards the baseline, a little higher, reach up, full extension.
Perfect return and the perfect result for the Estonian. The break comes 4-3. That's how it goes sometimes, isn't it? You have as a player breakpoint opportunities, you don't get them, and all of a sudden the opponent gets just the one and take it.
Yeah, and that's the frustrating part. You saw Swiatek right after this winner from Kanepi look at her team and shrug her shoulders, you know, as if to ask, you know, what am I doing? What am I supposed to do? She is a bit out of sorts and is struggling with her consistency. And that's a staple of the Swiatek game, more so than anything else, and just doesn't quite have the rhythm yet today, not consistently.
Yeah, if you're an opponent, you love the look of that coming from Swiatek. Just distressed emotionally.
Time.
So Josh, at the sit down there, can you see from Swiatek's point of view, the emotional distress? Is it apparent?
Well, I think she's just frustrated. She's played, as Chandra has alluded to, she's played 2 or 3 good points and then just can't go on with it and just can't wrestle the momentum in this match. So probably a little frustrated that she would feel she's on top of this match, yet gets 1 break point, and then Kanepi just with 1 strike does so much damage on the scoreboard. So I feel this first set's pretty crucial, because in these tough conditions, just mentally, if you can strike a blow and win that first set, that will put you in good stead for the rest of the match. But new balls here, not easy to return, so let's just see how Kanepi can bounce back.
it's good to see Swiatek come back with aggression, just to step up and lose some of the hesitation she had initially. Certainly that last game, a bit hesitant. That's better.
Thirty, 15. Forty, 15. Let's first set.
Good job from Kanepi using the new balls well, getting lots of first serves in. So Kanepi 5-3.
Kanepi leads 5 games to 3.
This is such a mature service game from Kanepi, settling down even more after getting the break of serve, really pumping the first serves into court and keeping Swiatek under pressure. As the first set, Kanepi on her racket, but will first try to break for it.
Seems as if she's gaining in confidence as well, Kanepi. Just a full-blooded strike at that forehand return. It's a beauty.
Swiatek completely out of sorts and was expecting that when cross court, could not make a move for the one up the line. She's got to work, Swiatek, on getting those types of serves going. She got her body weight up and out into the court, committed fully, allowed her to play inside the baseline.
Caio. Forty, 13.
Chandra, I'm not sure you've got the service stats up there, but I just get the feeling occasionally Swiatek would be wise maybe just to use a big, strong kicker as a first serve just to stop this all-out attack that she's getting on the second serve.
Yeah, right now she's 46% of points won behind the second serve, and that is much lower than when she's able to get the first serve in.
Swiatek certainly knows what's coming back at her off the second serve. Another big strike from Kanepi. Brings it a set point.
Yes.
Hanging on barely in this 9th game. Swiatek did come up with a kicking serve as a first serve last point. See what she goes with here.
Oh, wow. I mean, it was maybe that serve, a little bit of a kick into the Kanepi body, gave Swiatek something in front of her to hit, but what a reply from Kanepi.
Yeah, full stretch on the line, and it gives her another set point.
The last couple of games, Kanepi has started cleaning up the unforced errors. That has put Swiatek under all this pressure. And she was battling in that point to try to stay neutral. Kanepi just pulling that long. She won the point, Swiatek, but that kind of forehand is dangerous. She hit it hard, but it was sort of in the middle of the court, a little bit short. Kanepi is so good at connecting with those kinds of shots. Swiatek got lucky. She pulled that one wide. That's the pace and depth Swiatek has kind of had trouble with. She likes a little more time on her shots, and balls on these courts are moving quickly through the air, bounces up a bit once it hits the court, but the balls from Kanepi are staying fairly low. It's causing Swiatek more issues with the misses.
Keeps running the serve clock down to its very limit.
Advantage, Swiatek.
Just surviving on serve here, Iga Swiatek. I'm surprised she's not using the body serve. Slide it into the body, just try and tie Kanepi up, stop her from taking these big swings on return. So let's just see if she can make that adjustment.
Yeah, she tried the kick there.
Yes.
But Swiatek, she seemed to go to the body serve on the deuce side a few points ago, and Kanepi was able to connect and win that point. And sometimes for a player, when you do something once and you lose the point, it becomes bigger in your mind and you don't want to do it again. Yeah, the double fault doesn't help. But I think it's a good thing for Swiatek to keep testing that body serve, because it opens up the serves to the forehand and backhand, especially against somebody like Kanepi who wants to be swinging away.
Sixth double fault from Swiatek, and with that gives Kanepi a third set point. Where does she serve here? Desperate for a first serve of quality.
That's a big miss from Kanepi. Swiatek is under pressure. Did not have to make this forehand that good.
Advantage, Kanepi.
So fourth opportunity for Kanepi. Well, now this starts to become a bit of an issue for Kanepi. Had 4 set points. She went through something a little bit like this in a previous match. There were much bigger occasions, match points. She had many of them and saw them slip away. This has been going 12 minutes. And she can't quite put this set to bed, Kanepi.
Swiatek trying desperately to just hold on to serve, put the pressure back on Kanepi, and keep herself in this set. It's one break, and she's had break opportunities.
Yes.
I mean, for Kanepi, some of these balls have to feel like they're sitting up just beautifully after playing Sabalenka, who hit with such pace and depth. That just too short in the court. And Kanepi can have a field day with it.
Advantage, Swiatek.
Some of those serves seem to be getting up a little bit higher on Kanepi. How does it look to you, Josh, down there? Those last couple of serves.
Yeah, looks much better. Got the ball toss higher, not as far out in front. The ones that she's missing is it's into the net, so that just tells me she's throwing it too far in front. But obviously very difficult still with that sun right up there.
Best point of the match by some margin.
Yeah, just fantastic ball striking. 18 shots, starting to get a little more physical in a rally like that. And smart playing, good defending from Kanepi. And right there, just that slice. It's not easy for Swiatek to get under those low forehands with her Western grip. Kanepi recognizing that.
The tension. Tough to take. Two seconds left to serve.
Advantage, Swiatek.
Guys, I think Swiatek's taking so much time, obviously extremely tough conditions, but taking so much time, and she's normally a pretty quick player. It's like she's almost overthinking, overanalyzing every point in a match. It's just not free-flowing at the moment for her down here.
Well, that was a big game in the context potentially of this match. Certainly this set, 4 set points came and went.
5 games to 4.
So sometimes those sort of games are sort of pivotal, aren't they? You know, you've got opportunities, set points, you see them come and go, and a little self-doubt, and conversely the opponent thinks, okay, I got out of that, maybe I can do it again.
Yeah, I think it does give Iga Swiatek a little more confidence that she was able to stay in a few of those rallies a little bit longer. She doesn't have to panic. She can weather the storm when she's under pressure. And as this match goes on, I think that type of approach will help her. It's not been easy for Swiatek to control play, to hit winners, but she can't let it create more unforced errors. That's a staple of her game, is a level of consistency, and I think we saw a little bit more of that at the tail end of that game.
Ladies and gentlemen, find your seats quickly, please. Thank you.
There's lots of things you can do out here at the Australian Open, and I'm not sure that would be one of my favourites, but young men having lots of fun.
Looks a bit itchy.
And it could be. It might be Josh, you know, while looking to cool down, he might just roll along the ground or something. I'm not sure. Josh Eagle, courtside.
Well, Iga Swiatek a little agitated on that change of ends, and she's kept it together. This is such a big moment in this match for me. Swiatek got out of the gates quick, probably felt she was playing better, and now she's just weathered the storm in that last little service game. So I think early points here are crucial. She needs to defend well here, and if she can, I think she's in with a chance. Tough game for Kaia Kanepi. It's a little bit of cloud cover now, but that sun is still very difficult when you're serving down that end.
15.
Normally speaking, it is the forehand side that is more prone to breaking down, particularly if she's a little hurried. It's too good. Kanepi trying to take the ball early, trying to keep a baseline
15.
position.
That's the one difference with all the spin Swiatek is getting on her shots. They sit up because of how she produces her shots. She was well behind the baseline there and just didn't get enough depth. And that is easy pickings for Kanepi. I also think for Swiatek, she can try to get a little more traction behind the Kanepi second serves. I mean, right now, Kanepi is winning the majority of points behind second serves because Swiatek stays so far back. She's not able to really pressure Kanepi. And she hits a nice return most often, but some of them are short, still in the center of the court.
That was an example of exactly what Chanda was saying. The return was just on the service line. It allowed
14.
Kanepi to take charge, and so she now
13.
has another set point, this time on her own serve. Yeah, been winning an inordinate number of points on her second serve.
Yeah, she's 9 of 12 when she has to hit a second serve, Kanepi. That is not a number you want to see as her opponent.
Yes.
Five set points now have come and gone.
Advantage, Kanepi.
It's Kanepi's support box. Doesn't have a coach. I think that's just the fitness trainer. She's done well here, Swiatek. He's not lying down.
Yes.
Now we're starting to see more extended rallies as this first set has gone on. And Swiatek getting more confident at the end, this crucial one.
Advantage, Kanepi.
It's taking a familiar pattern at the moment, isn't it? Gets to a set point. Can't close it. This is number 7. Wow.
Deuce. Advantage, Kanepi.
This is getting stressful for Kanepi. 8 set points.
That is a terrific serve.
Gets there in the end on number 9, and I'm sure it's a relief for Kanepi. First set going the way of the Estonian.
6 games to 4.
Well, there were similarities between that and the match points that happened just a couple of nights ago against Sabalenka. She must have been thinking about that at that stage, surely.
Maybe, and I think the fact that Kaia Kanepi did get through that match, so difficult for her to close it out in the end, that gave her just that little added belief in this type of situation. But she's done a better job, Kanepi, on serve, a pretty good percentage of first serves, winning a high percentage behind the first, but a higher percentage behind the second serve. She's played a cleaner match, slightly with fewer unforced errors at 20. Offset by 14 winners, and it really came down to breakpoint opportunities, a lot of missed opportunities for Swiatek early in the set, and Kanepi able to capitalize on the one break that she needed and just held firm down the end on serve. You look at this physical battle, and not a whole lot between these two players, but the high intensity changes. Biggest difference between Swiatek and Kanepi, with Kanepi having a lot more of those bursts from the center of the court out, catching up to a lot of those balls, and it's been paying off.
Some highlights from this first set, which was an up and down sort of set, very much. It seemed that Swiatek had the better of things early, and then it turned around.
It was hard for both players to really get a rhythm. First 6 or 7 games, it was very scratchy, a lot of unforced errors from both, but Kanepi started getting more consistent. She started reining her shots in, and that made the biggest difference in those last 2 or 3 games, where she got the break, took the lead, and just battled down the stretch to just get over the line on her serve.
Well, it looked as if it was never going to happen. 9 set points and disappointment for Swiatek. Lost the first set in the previous match, so this is not foreign territory for her. In the conditions, it'll be a little more challenging, but certainly Kanepi perhaps feeling a little more than Swiatek at the moment.
Now, what a moment, though, for a player, 36 years of age, who at the end of the match against Sabalenka said, I didn't think I would win. I didn't think I would get through it after losing those match points. And, she just showed a lot in those moments to at least keep some belief, to hold serve when she needed to, and I think some of that certainly helped her in this first set.
Well, any opportunity to get some shade today? This is out and about and not too far from Garden Square. A lot of opportunities to have some cool refreshments, plenty of snacks, and even some first-class dining facilities here at Melbourne Park this year. We've got crowd restrictions, as I'm sure you're aware of. 50% capacity is
Iga Swiatek needs to kick into gear quickly here. She's a bit all over the shop. Walked down the end where Kaia Kanepi was returning. She doesn't even know which end she was serving at, so just looking a little confused. Hasn't quite been able to execute the game plan. Needs a good start here to stay in this one.
Well, Swiatek maybe looks to whatever adjustments she needs to make. It'd be interesting to look at points won by shot for Swiatek. Under 5 shots, it is Kanepi winning the majority of those points, 36-25. But in the mid-range, they're about even. But when it's over 9 shots, when Swiatek is able to extend those rallies a bit more, she is winning the majority of those points, 8-1. And we saw it towards the end of that first set when she started getting into more rallies, extending play, not panicking. She was more successful. Not always easy to recognize those things in the midst of battle, but that is one adjustment Swiatek has to try to throw into play.
I'll be fascinated here. We know Swiatek's won a Grand Slam. These top players, they self-coach themselves so well, so quickly. Their decision-making changes when they need to. I'll be fascinated to see if Swiatek can do that here. This is a tough moment for her. Lost the first set. She's heavily favoured to win this match, but just hasn't quite executed.
Well, it's dropped in, and Swiatek's frustrated, as is her coach. Thomas Witkarowski, the new coach for 2022. That's him middle of your screen on the left. So break points early for Kanepi. She has the answers at the moment, Kanepi. She's got a set and a break.
First game, second set.
Yeah, it's a tough blow for Swiatek. Right at the start of the second set, she left the court, tried to reset a bit, and pretty much right out of the gate, Kanepi ready for the ball.
If she wants to prolong these rallies, Chanda, she's got to get more depth, surely.
Yeah.
I mean, the minute she falls a bit short, quite rightly, Kanepi is up and making a pace, so she's got to adjust that. So there's been a big swing. Kanepi now, big favourite, so.
Yeah.
A win predictor is prepared to get off the fence.
I mean, I can't say win predictor is wrong in this case. I mean, this match has completely flipped from what maybe was expected. And really, even in terms of, you know, how the match has changed from the first few games. I mean, it has shifted firmly into Kanepi's favor. Swiatek has struggled to capitalize early on, and that is a dangerous thing to do against Kanepi. Give her space to work.
Third. 30-15. And
the wheels starting to come off for Swiatek. Just the frustration building. Not seeming to be finding any answers out there. Yeah, nice solid point from Swiatek, but this is still just a difficult way to try to beat Kanepi. Those balls hit hard and crisp but short, right around the service line. That's not going to cut it overall. Much better point. Swiatek able to get more depth, especially on the backhand, which opened up the point. and allowed her to move forward right there. And that's where she's playing to her strengths. Comfort at the net.
Well, she's on the comeback trail to some extent. Swiatek
Advantage.
being a little more proactive.
And again, looking to follow that ball in. That is a confident play.
Yes.
Just not being aggressive enough on that first backhand volley. Played a terrific point till then.
Advantage. Kanepi.
No doubt both players really battling between points now, just trying to get back into the shade as soon as possible. Kaia Kanepi here, she's at the end I'm sitting at. I just think she's just going through a bit of a dip, a bit of a difficult period physically.
Short, quick points, gold in these conditions.
Kanepi.
Just looking at the moment, Swiatek as if she's just swinging a little bit more freely, less inhibited.
Yeah, she's got to keep making enough balls to test whether Kanepi may get nervous. Kanepi trying to get to a major Grand Slam semifinal for the first time in her career.
And Chandy, you must remember, just a month and a half ago in November, she played a $15,000 ITF Future event just so she got a ranking inside the top 100 to to get into this tournament, and here she is on the cusp of a semi-finals. She has to be feeling the nerves at some stage.
Yeah, that's a great point, Josh.
It's long, so Swiatek, she's not done with. Yeah, 115 was her ranking to gain acceptance into the main draw here.
Yeah, she talked about it after her quarterfinal match, that this was the last tournament, the only Grand Slam where she had not gotten to the quarterfinals yet. Very much aware of the opportunity, and aware that there aren't as many opportunities at this stage of her career. This is another big one for Kaia Kanepi. Kaia Kanepi has gotten to the quarterfinals of Roland Garros twice, in 2008 and 2012, Wimbledon twice in 2010 and 2013, and a couple of times at the US Open, also 2010 and 2017. She's been a dangerous player, Kanepi, for an extended number of years, and finally completes her collection of all 4 major quarterfinals. Iga Swiatek has been, fairly clean on serve, but today has struggled with the double faults. Already has 7 in today's match, and that is as many as she has had in total in all of her previous rounds. And this match is barely a set in.
Oh, it's good.
It's well played.
Certainly you feel that Swiatek's full of running, and if it is to go the distance, that the younger player will stand the test a little better. So perhaps this is a really important set for Kanepi. What a beautiful strike. Always been one of the best strikers of the ball around.
Yeah, but that's the difference between hitting a big serve for a target and just hitting a big serve. And that went right to Kanepi, and she sent it back with interest.
Same speed, but better placement.
Advantage, Swiatek.
Chandler was suggesting. Kanepi started the tournament, as we said, 115 ranking. By reaching this stage here, she'll move into the top 65. If she wins today, she'll get into the top 50. Beautiful. One of her best strikes. Got a little momentum going now. Swiatek. 2-1.
Swiatek leads 2 games to 1.
A little bit of a momentum shift. Kanepi having a set and a break. Looked as if she might be ready to make a move, but Swiatek just temporarily perhaps slowed that momentum.
Yeah, I think this was critical for Swiatek, especially after losing the very first game of the set on serve, to establish herself here to really stop the run of games by Kanepi. And from 3-all, Swiatek really struggled. And that may give her just a little additional boost. The fact that she was able to win a couple of games in a row to get her first break of serve. A lot of positives from the way the beginning of this set has gone.
Ladies and gentlemen, find your seats quickly, please. Thank you.
Shak in the chair, just asking the crowd to take their seats. A lot of patrons have just begun to move in. There's a lot of movement around.
None bigger than Rocket Rod Laver himself has arrived in the house. Always great to see Rod here sitting front and center, as he should, in his own stadium.
Yeah, great to see him back again.
What a legend.
He's the man himself.
First seat available behind the players, please. Thank you. Love it. Fifteen.
Nice experience play by Kanepi, just ramping up the tension a little bit more, and Swiatek taking her opportunities to come in. Not easy to manage the tension of these moments for Kanepi serving, but she's got to stay focused.
Oh, it didn't need to be that big.
Now, these are the times where it can be difficult to not think about how close you are to getting to a semi-final for the first time. And there, Kanepi just over anxious. Every service game now is important and not easy to stay relaxed.
40-30. Yes.
The sort of point that Swiatek has been more successful in, more prolonged rallies. At the same time, it's taking a bit more wear and tear from Kanepi. Well, Swiatek just turning this second set around. Just stretching out the length of some of the rallies better.
Swiatek leads 3 games to 1.
Yeah, that's where Swiatek has been at her best. Is when she's been able to extend rallies, to get Kanepi to hit 2 or 3 extra balls. And especially here, down the stretch in this second set, really force Kanepi to prove that she's got the belief and the will to win this match.
Love 15.
Lost the first set in her last round to Kasteya. Then came home strongly, Swiatek, to win the second 6-3 and the third same score. Oh, it's dropped in. It was mistimed completely from Kanepi. Looked as if it was drifting wide, but because it was mistimed, it dropped quickly. It's obviously just touched the line. And I mean touched.
That's one of those shots where off your opponent's racket, you're sure it's going out, and then at the last moment, it changes to drop just barely in. That's kind of one of the worst feelings, but for Kanepi, she's saying yes inside.
Just made it. She wasn't sure.
Such a big moment in this match here, Jeff and Chandra. You can see that Iga has worked so hard from that first game. She was 1 love down and break points to go down 2 love in this set. Now she's fought hard up 3-1, and you can just see there's a bit of dialogue between her and her coach. Really working hard here, just trying to get to 4-1. She would desperately love to have a 4-1 lead. Sit down, get the ice vest on, and just kick back and relax.
Getting so much better depth in her rally ball now, Swiatek. All of those shots off her racket were 3/4 court at least. That's making it more difficult for Kanepi to be aggressive without taking too much of a risk herself.
Yeah, that was another one of those longer rallies over 9 shots where Swiatek just weathered the storm and has won 13-2, a huge percentage in that department.
3-point. As Josh said, she's just really pumped, desperate for this 4-1 lead. Swiatek. Four consecutive games going the way of Swiatek. It's a commanding lead now in this second set. 4-1. Looked likely at 1 love in the second set. It looked as if Kanepi was on her way.
It did, and especially with that being a break of serve right out of the gate, Swiatek got down, and it looked like Kanepi was going to keep that momentum going, but Swiatek, to her credit, kind of fought back in the second game of the second set and started to build her points again. That was one of the things that got her close to getting the break back at the end of the first set. She started extending some of the rallies, being a little more confident in holding up behind the Kanepi depth and pace, and she's grown in confidence and definitely looks like she's in a different, more positive frame of mind.
A few clouds around, but not too much. Been a very warm day. Started this match at 33 degrees, and it gets a little warmer here as the afternoon progresses. Wouldn't mind being on the river at the moment. A couple of lucky people there paddling down the river. Coming back inside the grounds. Spectators with lots of things to do if they so desire. Lots of music around the environs of the Melbourne Park precinct as well. All right, Kanepi, can she stop the bleeding here? 4 consecutive games going the way of her opponent.
Love.
Yeah, the main thing for Kanepi here is to just try to reset her service game, hold serve, just keep herself within touching distance in this set.
False hello. Game, Kanepi. New balls, please.
It's a sort of service game Kanepi enjoys. Nice and quick, moves on. New balls are coming, so players in the main have a want these days to change the rackets, get a fresh restring.
So Josh, how's the heat down there? Is it cooling off? Is it getting hotter, or is it maintaining?
It's definitely not cooling off. I can give you the tip. My goodness, it's warm out here. Clouds are have been sort of coming over a little bit, but at the moment, no, it's stifling. So big moment in the match here. I think new balls. I think if Kanepi's to get back in, I think if she's to, I'm going to go out on a limb and say if she's to win this match, she needs to break back straight away, because I just think physically Kanepi's looking a lot better. She's mentally looking a bit more refreshed. Kanepi, I think she's struggling with the heat. So for me, a really big moment in this match with the new balls coming up.
So Swiatek is looking a little better.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think she's looking re-energized. Her game plan, she's happy with that. Sensing the occasion. So for me, I think Swiatek's handling these heat a little better.
Love it.
Every double fault for me has gone into the net from Swiatek, and as Josh said, the toss seems a little forward. She's got this habit of really dropping her head early as well on that second serve that also drags the serve down into the net. New balls serving, that's the last thing he wants, a double fault.
Those are the types of forehands we haven't seen as much from Swiatek. Kanepi hasn't allowed it as often. But in that point, Swiatek really working with her legs and swinging out more confidently. Well, that is the 9th double fault for Swiatek, and kind of talked about how few she served in all of her previous matches, 7 in total, and in this match has upped that number, and it's still going. Nicely played by Kanepi. I think on the double faults, though, think about Swiatek's last match against Cirstea. Cirstea was attacking serves, especially second serves, and constantly putting Swiatek under pressure, and she still didn't double fault the way she's been doing today. Partly maybe the moment and the nerves that have come into play, maybe a little bit of the sun as well. It's certainly a combination that has caused her to struggle a little bit more on serve.
I think, Jeff, you're right. The head drops, the left arm drops too. It goes down very quickly, so she has a tendency to almost collapse, and she needs to get physical on the serve. She needs to get proactive, get up, get into it, really drive up through that serve.
Well, when you've got new balls, you want to use them proactively, get lots of first serves in. That wasn't the case. She's frustrated and she's been broken back. 4-3.
Swiatek leads 4 games to 3.
Poor service game from Swiatek, and just when she needed a good one. You can see the frustration at the end of the game. She's just not got anything consistently going today in this match.
Yeah, she's not getting a lot from the serve. She's at times hitting it big, but the direction isn't quite there. And Kanepi has been so good at redirecting when she hasn't had to take too much of an extra step. And Swiatek has constantly been under pressure, and it's just caused it to snowball a bit. Partly why we're seeing the additional double faults. And that is the worst feeling when you work so hard to get a break, to get your nose out in front. And here she is, you know, right back in the battle, back on serve.
Time.
Facility here looks an absolute treat this year with the new Kaia Arena, the new facility for the media as well. It's absolutely spectacular. Players, as ever, enjoying their time here at Melbourne Park. Players on court at the moment, particularly Swiatek, not enjoying it quite as much. Disappointed with the performance, giving herself a little smack on the chops there to get herself going. Trailing by a set. Needs to see if you can dismantle Kanepi here again.
Taylor. Taylor.
Not such a well-placed serve, and she's hit that serve so often. Crucial times in this match.
Just unbalanced on that stroke. Body was moving, head was moving, mistimed it. So Kanepi, opportunity here to take this to 4-all.
She got a good look at it, Kanepi. That is a shot she has made time and time again. Only difference, maybe the moment. It's another one of those shots from Swiatek that even if she had made it, it would have been short in the court. Not enough height or air under that ball.
Game, Kanepi.
Good effort from Kanepi, from 1-4 back to 4, all on the racket. Hits the turf from Swiatek, who's very frustrated.
Be shocked if that racket survived.
I was thinking the same thing, Josh. What's the chances of it not having cracked?
Yeah, I think that's definitely done like a dinner, but you know, you've just got to change it. I can't. Yeah, she's having a good look at it, but she knows she's going to get a code violation if she does change it. She'll get a warning, so it's a tough one.
Oh, it's all gone pear-shaped the last 3 games for Swiatek.
I mean, I'd look to change my racket just after that serve.
Yeah, just to buy some time as well, just to try and reset. It's, mine's just in fast forward at the moment. Nothing's really working.
Josh, you mentioned the body serve early on in this match. That was a perfectly placed one right into Kanepi's left hip.
Yeah, I think if she could just do one thing better this match, if she could just do one tiny thing, that would be it. Just serve into the body. Higher first serve percentage, obviously, but it's been on struggle street today.
30-15.
Look at Swiatek. She's got a little more of a kick type of action just to her normal serve. And for that body serve, you want a little more slice where it can kind of curl in to your opponent.
Kanepi just letting her opponent off the hook here. At the end of the last game, it was Swiatek who was frustrated. She was angry. Perfect time for Kanepi to strike. Instead, she's made some unforced errors. So Swiatek points for 5-4. And a kicker there that got up a little higher than Kanepi wanted. So Swiatek doing a good job. 5-4.
Swiatek leads 5 games to 4.
A strange match in so many ways that one player gets a bit of a lead, gets a bit of momentum, and then loses it back, and the flow has been stop-start basically. So it hasn't been as entertaining from a purist point of view, but it's still engaging because it's so close.
There's a lot of tension in some of the moments in this match, and you can tell the important moments where the match is a little more at hand or the set is in the balance, and that's been part of what's been compelling about this match. But from the start, it's been a bit scratchy, more unforced errors than winners, and both players in the critical moments trying to find and execute some of their best tennis.
Time.
It's never too hot to have some hot chips.
Now, when we say chips, we mean French fries.
Yeah, French fries. Okay, there we go. Gotta get with the vernacular. So an hour and 57 minutes on court. It's been quite the arm wrestle. Neither player has really been able to surge consistently. We've had mini surges and then the opponents changed the momentum. That ball just on the line.
This is where it can help Swiatek serving first down the stretch here. Having held her serve, she can be a little more relaxed perhaps on these returns. What a close from Kanepi.
15.
So much about playing well at the net is about positioning, and she very quickly closes off the net. Split step gets her on balance.
15.
Getting up to the 2-hour mark, both players had over 2-hour matches in their previous round, 2 hours 19 for Kanepi. 2 hours 27 minutes for Swiatek. So if we go 3 sets here, it'll be longer than that for both of them. Well, looking to be the offensive player, the first striker of the ball, Kanepi. Good job, 5-all.
5 games on. Tabulation, warning Miss Swiatek. Taylor. Third love.
That's one of the better serves of the match from Swiatek in terms of pace, placement, 5th ace. And simpler service games in this match have been few and far between. This would be a good boost for Swiatek if she can close it out in simple fashion.
Better striking, better fluency with the ground strokes. Swiatek, 6-5, second set.
Swiatek leads 6 games to 5.
Yeah, those were just beautiful ball strikes from Swiatek, and she actually took the ball a little earlier, stepped into the court, got that ball more at the height of the bounce instead of letting it drop just a bit, and that makes a huge difference in terms of the time she's taking away from Kanepi and also the depth and direction, pace that she can get on her shots.
I just feel if she can keep a little more depth, Swiatek, she's going to be half a chance. Just keep these points a little longer, but if she falls short, Kanepi's been deadly.
Yeah, part of the depth that Swiatek needs is to rush Kanepi a little bit more, not allow her to step in and hit on balance. But if she can take the ball a little earlier, that could solve kind of the same problem.
This is the last of the women's singles quarterfinals. winner go through to play Danielle Collins, who had a win earlier today, comfortable win over Elise Cornet. Women's semi-finals coming tomorrow, Thursday. So getting to the really business end of this second set now. What's Kanepi going to deliver? 5-6. Beautiful. Up there at shoulder height, she's so strong. Hits the ball flat, gets it through the court quickly.
$30-15. $40-15.
Tiebreak looking to be inevitable here, it would seem. Really good ball striking from Kanepi. So one tiebreak is all it's going to need for Kanepi to get through to the semi-finals, her first ever at a Grand Slam. Swiatek desperately needing to get the job done to stay alive. So the records, career-wise, Kanepi, a lot more experience. 156, lost 48. Swiatek, 1-7, lost 8. So neither of them outstanding records, just Kanepi with a lot more experience in these situations.
$1-0, Swiatek.
Another one of those more extended rallies. Swiatek gets the better.
Excellent footwork from Kanepi. Quickly into position to take it on her preferred forehand when it's nice and high.
And Kanepi, again, just getting those balls deep in the court over and over.
Better depth from Swiatek.
3-1, Swiatek.
Needs to keep Kanepi back behind the baseline, otherwise she's devastating when she's got time and in an aggressive part of the court. Well, extraordinary shot. Not sure whether she got jammed up, whether she was trying for a drop shot. It was, whatever it was inappropriate and unsuccessful.
Swiatek.
It's good. Not quite enough width on the Kanepi serve. Swiatek pounced 4-2.
That's just good reactions and being ready for the ball. And how good does that feel in this tough moment for Swiatek to hit her way through it that way.
Playing a really good tie-break here is Swiatek.
Five to Swiatek. Let's pass it.
The second set, the depth of Swiatek improving considerably, and she's been rewarded certainly in this tie-break. 6-2. Host of set points for the young Polish player. Well, some emotional depth and resilience from Swiatek, just 20 years of age, has done a very good job to take the second set, 7 points to 2 in the tiebreak. Bit surprised with the way that's finished?
I wouldn't say surprised, but definitely it was impressive the way Swiatek kind of dug in and settled down enough, especially in that tiebreak. I mean, that point at 3-2 was really pivotal, and she showed the belief and the will to just stand up to Kanepi's pace and depth. Good numbers, better first serve percentage in that second set for Swiatek. And the winners to unforced errors, still a few more unforced errors, but a much tighter differential over the course of the set, especially down the stretch in the tiebreak. And, you know, both players getting those couple of breaks, it really came down to seizing the moment, and Swiatek was able to do that. So some good work from both players. It's been a physical battle. It's gotten more physical as the second set went on. Swiatek just forcing Kanepi in those high intensity changes, just forcing Kanepi to run, and was able to open up the court a little bit more. And 12 sprints for Kanepi to just 3 for Swiatek. That was a big difference, putting Kanepi under a little more duress, hitting a little deeper in the court, extending some of the rallies. And after, you know, losing her serve in the very first game of the second set, Swiatek able to turn the tables. There were a lot of nice exchanges in that second set. And, you know, Kanepi really forced Swiatek into a higher level of tennis. She is a good competitor. But shots like that from Swiatek, just a little deeper with a little more authority, and that made a tremendous difference. You can hear some of the thumps from those shots, and Kanepi, she can give the ball a ride. So Swiatek feeling very good that she was able to get through that second set.
Kanepi has left the court for probably a change of outfit, I suspect. And I think a good move, just take a break. She was so close to getting across the finishing line, but a little disappointment. It's a wonderful shot looking from the city towards Melbourne Park.
After the end of the first set, it was Swiatek who left the court for a bit, trying to do a bit of a reset. Now it is Kanepi trying to get herself ready at the start of this third set. Swiatek changed her shirt on court, sitting down, trying to get hydrated. Very focused on keeping this momentum going.
Just from Swiatek's point of view, it's only 20 years of age, but you don't win a Grand Slam title as she has done on the French Championships without bringing plenty of A, skill, B, physicality, and C, some mental strength. And she showed that there. I think there were times, certainly in that second set, where she looked a little dejected, a little troubled. But when the pressure really mounted, she stood up in that tie break. So it was a good sign for her supporters. And there are plenty of them here, as you can see. Very proud of what this young woman has been able to achieve in her very short tennis career so far. Following on the heels of Agnieszka Radwanska, of course, who was one of Poland's finest male or female players.
Yeah, Radwanska was such a consistent player at the top of the game, got to a Grand Slam final. I believe was #2 in the world at her highest ranking, and you know, a real person to really inspire, you know, younger players like Iga Swiatek.
The final of Wimbledon, if there was a Grand Slam final that she might have reached, I wouldn't have picked Wimbledon, to be honest with you.
Well, she had good hands. Radwanska could kind of short hop balls, had touch shots, and could play nicely on all the surfaces. But yeah, that might not have been the first idea if you thought of her getting to a final, but what a player she was.
And a fan favorite time
All
and
the
time again.
time.
Okay, so we have a third set to determine just who will go through to the semi-finals. So much at stake. This 36-year-old Kaia Kanepi. I'm sure a lot of people will have a soft spot for her because she's been racked with so many injury issues over the years.
Final set.
And yet to make a Grand Slam single semi-final. She's been close, very close. Not yet quite close enough. Third set underway.
And that may be the best way to kind of change the momentum a bit after losing a tough set in a tiebreak, is to come out on serve, be a little bit more aggressive, shorten the points, which has been to Kanepi's favor.
30-50.
She thought she had it there, Kanepi.
This is the kind of pressure Swiatek would want to apply here. Just make this game tough for Kanepi if she's going to hold.
But let's sing so.
For me, again, much better depth from Swiatek. Every ball then, three-quarter court at least. It's making life more challenging for Kanepi.
Advantage, Swiatek.
Oh, that's way with the footwork, got all tangled up. So good start for Swiatek. Opening game.
First game, final set.
Josh, courtside, we thought you might have melted away, but clearly you haven't. So you felt at the end of the second set, perhaps, that Kanepi was tiring.
Yeah, no question. You got to remember at the moment, I just checked, it's -7 in Estonia right now. So
you'd rather be there, is that what you're saying?
Well, it's a big difference, isn't it? And let's just see what she's got left in the tank. Took a long bathroom break at that end of set change. On the flip side, Iga up and about. She looks more energized. There's no doubt about it. I still think we've got a few twists and turns in this one. But I must say, Swiatek just standing a little deeper in the court now in this rally position, that gives her more time and then hence quality of her shot. There's no doubt she's hitting it with more shape, a little deeper, and a nice little start to this third set for Swiatek.
And it's even more of a blow for Kanepi being up in that service game. Yeah, love 30, or 30 love, it was looking like it would be less complicated. So to be down a break, tougher to come back from. Those are the kinds of misses that Swiatek cannot afford. Not quite being aware of where the court was and missing that one pretty wide. And that's the pattern we saw so often at Roland Garros when Swiatek won that one, going wide, cross court to the forehand hard, and then looking for the forehand inside out.
A
few more errors from the Kanepi racket. Sometimes that's due to the footwork just being a little slower and legs might be feeling a little heavier. Last two matches for Kanepi went the distance, 3 sets on both occasions.
Light, Fasad.
That's good.
40-13.
Well, Kanepi has had, a tough road to this match. A couple of upsets. First round beat 16th seed Angelique Kerber. And then in that last match you were referring to, one of the long ones, she beat the number 2 seed Aryna Sabalenka. Beautiful hitting from Swiatek, opening up the court, measuring the ball, just playing for positioning.
Hasn't been able to dictate play very often, but it's just starting to be able to do that now.
I feel she's just pushed Kanepi back a fraction, and that's just giving her a little more time in these rallies. But you just get a sense here, if Kanepi is to win this, she needs to just hit her way to victory. I don't think she wants these long rallies. The stats, Chandy, you're alluding to, they back up those numbers. I think it's going to take some inspired hitting right here from Kanepi if she's to win from this stage of the match.
Love 15. Thirty, 15.
Oh, it's very wayward. That's not a good sign.
That's you.
That's difficult when you start to maybe feel the legs, the body. It's feeling the fatigue from all of these back-to-back matches, the ups and downs, the emotion that has gotten Kanepi to this stage. That's much better. Discipline on the forehand. That's what
40,
starts to suffer
13.
when if you're feeling a little fatigue or starting to get a little bit tired. It's hard to be as disciplined on your shots over and over again. That's partly why Swiatek extending these rallies has worked.
Game.
Really important hole, certainly for Kanepi there. Still in touch, trailing 2-1, final set.
Swiatek leads 2 games to 1.
Well, part of me would like to see Kanepi get through to a semi-final because she's been out there struggling for so long, and don't mean any disrespect to Swiatek, but I have a bit of a soft spot for Kanepi, all the injuries that she's had, and still out there battling.
Yeah, and she's such a player to be respected, and yeah, she just goes about her business, never, you know, making too big of a fuss. You see her, you know, at the site, or you see her in the hotel, and you know, so many times you would never know. You know, she's been one of the best players in the world, but she's still out here plugging away, and she's got the respect of so many of her peers.
Happy crowd here. It's called the Happy Slam for that reason. And anybody who comes out has a lot of fun. Of course, it's primarily about the tennis, and it's hot. Everyone's trying to find a way of keeping cool.
It's so warm down here, guys. I have no doubt you could make breakfast on this court. You could fry an egg for sure. You could even put scrambled eggs on here. This court is on fire.
Just more vitamin D for you. Stop your complaining.
Not complaining, loving it. I'm not so sure the players are.
All right, the 7th seed, the world number 9, Iga Swiatek, serving 2-1, final set with a service break. Oh, wow, got a little lucky, but good energy to get there from Kanepi.
Yeah, just stabbed at it. at the very end, Kanepi got a racket under this ball and had a little fortune to fall her way on top of it. It's good effort getting up to that one.
$15-0.
Swiatek making Kanepi do a fair bit of extra work at the moment.
15.
And that last forehand, good depth and pace. And as this match has gone on, the forehand speed of Swiatek has gotten faster each set, now at 125 kilometers per hour on average.
$30. $30-40.
Well, Josh Eagle courtside thought we might see a few more twists and turns, and it looks as if that's exactly what we're going to see more of. 2-all.
2 games on.
First signs of anxiety there for Swiatek. Just a little frustrated with herself. It's got to be tough out here. It's such a lonely sport, tennis. You're out on this huge stadium. You're just so desperate. Such a big match for both players in their respective careers, and just affected by the heat, the stress, the pressure. Definitely going to see a lot more twists and turns.
Sometimes the first couple of points of these games can be critical, and you feel like that last game, the first point where Kanepi got a little lucky, that maybe shook Swiatek just a bit.
$15.
You get the sense that for Swiatek, getting up early in these games is much more of an advantage for her, especially at this stage of the match.
15-13.
It's just trying to be too aggressive from a part of the court that was inappropriate to try that shot. Trying to go aggressive deep down the line when you're deep behind the baseline and not on. Backcourt positioning so much better.
30. Thirteen, 14.
So break points are becoming a lot more common and more frequent.
Let's pass. Lights. Pass up. Game. Swiatek.
So another break of serve, this time for Swiatek. 3-2 in the decider.
Swiatek leads 3 games to 2.
Kanepi not comfortable defending, is she, when she's pushed wide? She'd rather try and go for the winner here again. Pushed wide, not quite in position to go for this shot. Certainly on a big point such as that.
Didn't miss by much, and I mean, she's made a number of those forehands, but when you kind of get down to this stage of a match, of a tournament, you know, just a little bit off, maybe just a little more tension, a little more fatigue coming into play, as you would expect, and just slightly off the mark there.
Time.
Chair umpire has called time, but both players a little tardy getting out from underneath the shade. They're taking as much time as they can possibly get away with, understandably so.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you can see a shot of the players. Both players just ripping through a huge amount of drinks. The bottles are everywhere. It's just a fight for survival down there at the moment. So I feel here, new balls, new racket for Iga, new restring. This is a chance to just try and shift gears and just try and capitalize on a little bit of a mini break right now.
This match at 2 hours 43 minutes. It's the longest match either has played this tournament.
Let's pass up. Hitting. 30 love. $30, 15.
One thing Kaia Kanepi hasn't done is go away in matches, and up until the end, she has fought. Swiatek has got to continue to keep her head in this moment.
.110 kilometers an hour, and a little short, quite good enough. The serve on which I'm speaking.
$30, 40.
So anything really quick and deep to the Swiatek forehand has returned dividend. So break back point for Kanepi. Another twist in this seesaw match.
Yes.
That's clutch hitting. With Kanepi at the net, Swiatek under a little more pressure and does not blink. Got that one to dip just enough. Get something more hittable.
Yeah, no panic from the pole. Survives the break back point, does Swiatek. That was a big game. Kanepi had break point, second serve, made an unforced error.
Leads 4 games to 2.
Desperately wanting it to drop in.
It was during the motion. They pressed the button. I have to replay it. First serve.
Yeah, there was the noise that came just mid-swing. So first serve.
Loved it. 15.
Continuing to try and hit her way through this problem. Kanepi trying to be offensive whenever possible.
Just lost a little bit of leg drive on this serve at the moment. Understandable. Nearly 3 hours of action. Just starting to fatigue. Needs to hang on here just to have one more opportunity to get her back, re-break in this match.
Yeah, the first serve speed certainly dropping as well.
This is where Kanepi can still be dangerous, especially if she is swinging freely from the hip. Nothing to lose. Swiatek has to be careful that she doesn't get tentative and start dropping these balls short again.
Beautiful, one of her better inside-out forehands, and it couldn't have come at a more opportune moment.
30-14.
Point for a 5-2 lead in this deciding set for Swiatek.
Yes.
Playing some of her best tennis, I think, at the moment. Swiatek.
Swiatek.
Gives herself another all-important break opportunity. Trying to stretch the lead, give herself some cushion.
She senses victory. She can almost taste it. Swiatek 5-2 in the decider. It certainly seems, Chanda, that Kanepi is just losing some energy. The first serve speed is dropping, and getting into position quickly enough is not as it was a little earlier.
Yeah, and it's just causing her to miss a few more of these shots that she wasn't missing as frequently. And certainly the tail end of the first set and parts of the second. But the depth from Swiatek, that's also had an effect. It's pushed Kanepi further back in the court at times, so she's having to work a little harder. And at this stage, the reset match, this is her third one in a row. Hot conditions today. All of that is coming to bear.
Time.
She's on a roll, Iga Swiatek, and she knows it, as does her team. Place in the semi-finals is within touching distance. So at this stage, I feel some empathy for Kaia Kanepi. She's been in 6 previous quarterfinals prior to today, never got through to the semi-finals, been close. 2010 at Wimbledon, she had 3 match points against Kvitova, couldn't get the job done, so it looks as if she may be thwarted again. Swiatek serving for the match.
Love it. Lot 13.
It's the 11th double fault for Iga Swiatek today, and that is a career high. Previously, 10 was the high in a match.
It's not a high you're striving for, is it?
That's not a number you want to be increasing.
Mind you, it's not in the same league as issues that Sabalenka's been having. It's not been a good game here for Swiatek as she's endeavouring to make it through to the semi-final.
$15-14.
Very difficult shot that Kanepi was attempting there. Ball out in front, low, close to the net. So another double fault, just bringing her undone with her attempt to serve out this match. She's still got a handy lead. That won't do her confidence a lot of good. More twists and turns, Josh.
Looks like it. Getting a fair bit of advice from her coaching box here, just urging her on here, and she needs to hit back strong here. First point when you're returning, that'll lift morale, give yourself a chance to break right here for the match.
15.
Perfect, right in the corner. Millimeters inside both of those lines. So on the 3-hour mark, just 2 points away potentially for Swiatek. And fatigue, it seems to me, has certainly been the undoing in this third set for Kanepi. Swiatek, 3 match points. What a way to make a way through to the semi-finals. Extraordinary defence. A woman of absolute grit and determination has matched the exploits of a countrywoman in reaching the semi-finals of the Australian Open.
That was tremendous. That last point. As Iga Swiatek runs over. But at times it was not the most consistent match, but both players from start to finish really fought and battled.
Well, that last point, I guess, signified the grit that this woman has.
It did. I mean, as she wanted this match, at times wasn't able to play her best tennis because of how much it meant, perhaps, but when it counted, when it mattered most, Iga Swiatek was able to stand up and go toe-to-toe with one of the best hitters in the game, certainly player on form in Kaia Kanepi.
Yeah, kudos to her, 36 years of age, Kaia Kanepi. What another terrific run, and to overcome everything that she's been having to overcome for so many years deserves an awful lot of respect.
Yeah, she came so close to her first major semifinal, Kanepi did, but what a terrific tournament, terrific career, and she's still going, healthy. That's what matters most.
Here's Iga. She is with Casey Delacroix, and she has to be absolutely delighted.
Well, Iga, congratulations. That was one of the most grittiest wins I think I've ever seen. How are you feeling, other than probably a little bit tired?
Well, I'm pretty glad that I have my voice, because I was shouting so loud that I'm glad it's here. And because of it, I can thank you for support, because really, this match was crazy, and without the energy on the stadium, I think it would be really hard to win it.
Let's go back to the first set, because you saved 9 set points. You didn't win the first set.
Really? Ooh.
No, yeah, it was 9.
That's a lot.
I'm just wondering what you told yourself early in the second, because you came back from a set down in your previous match, and how much confidence did that match give you in this match particularly?
Well, you know, in first set, I think my mistake was that I don't know, I had so many break points that I felt like I missed my chances because she has broken me on her first break point, and I had like, I don't know, 5.
Yeah.
So I was pretty annoyed, and I think that was a mistake because I should have been focused on the future, you know, on the next ball. And that's why in second set I did exactly that because, you know, I mean, these are easy things to do, but they are actually working, you know. So basically, yeah, I felt like she's playing so fast that I can't be tight, you know, so I had to finish my my forehands basically, and yeah, I mean, I don't know, I just focused on that, and it was enough. But she played like so great. I could even see that even when it seemed like the ball is going out, it suddenly went in, and I was in the first set, you know. So yeah, I mean, that was my mistake because I didn't run, but I felt like she's in a good shape and she can play anything.
Yeah, she played a fantastic match, so congratulations to Kaia.
Yeah.
We know that you do a lot of work with your mindset as well, and your team have put a lot of work with you. How much did you have to draw on your team today to help you get through this match?
The thing is that I'm still at that stage when they tell me something, I keep like, I don't know, discussing stuff with them. So basically in really important moments, I try to focus on myself and trust my intuition. And they're like, their job is like to be behind me and kind of, I feel that their support, they don't have to say anything, they don't have to, I don't know, give me tips. Obviously, they can't give me tips on Grand Slam, but, so they didn't. You know I can lean on them, and I know they believe in me. So basically, after my match against Sorana, yeah, they told me that they believed I'm gonna win, even though I lost the first set. So I remembered that today in the tiebreaker. So yeah, give me a lot.
And just last question, because it's hot and you have been out here for 3 hours, but I'm sure there are a lot of Polish fans watching back home. Do you have a message for everyone back home?
Oh my God, I would write an essay, you know. Yeah, I just want to thank you, you know. It's pretty hard to describe it, but I know that Polish fans are watching me, that they're really involved, you know. I can see that on social media. Hopefully, when the COVID is going to be over, we're going to be able to, I don't know, do some meetings or stuff. But obviously, the fans that are here, I mean, it's just great, you know. As I said, it's giving me a lot of energy and motivation, so yeah.
Well, congratulations. We can't wait to see you in the semi-finals. Ladies and gentlemen, Iga Swiatek.
Very emotional and excited, understandably so. Her countrywoman, Agnieszka Radwanska, was also a semi-finalist in 2014 and 16, but this is a real step up, isn't it, for a 20-year-old who's still making her way on the tennis scene. But she is gritty, she's determined, and she wants more.
She really does, and I remain so impressed that players, after playing that long, can come out there and answer questions in their second or third language. And I mean, it's impressive all the way around. You can tell by how she spoke that, you know, she thinks in a very detailed fashion, that she is a bit of a perfectionist, as she's talked about, and sometimes that can be tough, you know, to relax and make adjustments in the moment. But she was able to do that in this match when it mattered most. She started adjusting her game, getting a little more aggressive and forceful in her court position, hitting with a bit more depth. And I think those are the types of, that's the type of tennis that will give her even more confidence as she gets into more and more of these big matches. She's already a Grand Slam champion, but she wants more. Clearly not satisfied, and she's going to have another shot in her first Australian Open semifinal. Take a look at some of the numbers, and Swiatek got better with her first serve percentage. Still, the double faults hurt her at times, but she didn't let it get her down. She, in that third set in particular, had enough winners on her racket to take control of the match and just made Kanepi work. Those high-intensity changes are the biggest number, 75 of those for Kanepi. At the end, you could kind of see she was a little tired, a little fatigued from multiple back-to-back three-set matches, so Swiatek able to take advantage of that.
It was a long, tough battle, 3 hours and 1 minute. You can see there behind you, and look at the emotion. She had to work very hard, lost the first set, came back to win the second set in a tiebreaker convincingly, and then just had too much youth and strength and fitness in the third set. So a very, very happy Iga Swiatek getting the job done. Moves through to the semi-finals with a victory 4-6, 7-6, 6-3. My thanks to Chanda and Josh. More tennis coming from Rod Laver Arena in just a short while.
This one? That one?